In this video, I'm going to be going over how to get your first coaching clients. Yes, this is for you guys at the beginning, started from the bottom, now you watch my video. All right, so for those of you who don't know me, my name's Andre Gonzalez, and I help online coaches get clients using content and ads. And so you want to start your coaching business, or maybe you've already started it, and you want to get your first few clients and you're like, how do I get some clients? I need to get more clients. I'm going to go over how to get your first clients as an online coach in this video. And I promise you guys, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible because you may have heard the old adage, simple scales and fancy fails. And so the first thing you need is something to offer. All right. And so I'm going to assume you already have an expertise in something that you want to help other people with. Okay. And so usually what happens, and this is what happened with me, with actually all of my businesses that I've been running. One of my first online businesses was back in 2012. Okay. And this was an online audio engineering service. Okay. And so I was helping artists make their songs sound better. Right. And that service only came about because other artists heard my songs, right? I make songs, and asked, hey, how'd you get your song sounding like that? Right? Can you do that for me? And I'll pay you. And when they said I'll pay you, my eyes perked up, right? And so if you're good at the thing that you do, right, you're naturally going to have people reaching out to you saying, hey, man, can I pay you to do this for me? Right? Or, hey, ma'am, can I pay you to do this for me? Right? And so maybe this is how your service business started, because this is usually how a lot of service businesses start. And what I found is this is no different from your coaching business. And so when I transitioned into coaching, I just did the same thing I was doing in my service business, right? And what was I doing to get clients? I was doing these two things. I was creating content around my service, and I was running ads offering my service, right? And I just started creating content around my coaching when I started my coaching business, right? I didn't start running ads, and I was just posting on Facebook. Yes, Facebook, that ancient artifact of civilization, my friends. I wasn't posting videos or anything crazy. I was simply writing written posts, right? I would put my picture there with a little written post. I would have no videos because, like I said earlier, videos are going to add more complexity. I can't even say the word, it's so complex, to your sales system, right? And so I wrote a lot of posts in the washroom, right? Every day I would post, and that alone is what got me my first coaching clients, right? No videos, no ads, simply writing out posts on Facebook did the trick, right? And I learned a lot from doing that. And so the first client I got paid me $2,000 for 3 months, and I taught him Facebook ads and organic marketing, right? And it was pretty cool because before that, I was only charging between $100 to $200 per song for my audio engineering service, right? And I had gotten that up to 100 songs a month, right? And so you can imagine how draining that was, right? And so getting into high-ticket coaching was eye-opening because I was like, oh, I actually have a valuable skill that people would pay money for. And so I remember messaging my coach at the time and saying, bro, thank you. You changed my life, right? Because the same effort I was putting into getting 100 clients a month, I could now put in way less effort with only 5 clients a month and still make the same amount of money, right? So what I'm describing to you is called inbound, right? And this is where you just put out content or ads and people come to you, right? And this is based on attraction. Right? It simply is create stuff that gets people attracted to you. And this is the way I recommend for most people because this is the way I've done it, right? I started in this online biz world in 2007. So it's been over 15 years I've been doing this, right? And so I've gotten pretty good at creating stuff that gets people attracted to me, right? And to take it even further back, I've been an artist since I was 13 years old putting out my music. So I really understand on a deep level the nuances that it takes to create stuff that gets people attracted to you, right? And so there is another way to get your first clients, and it's actually how I got my first record deal and my big break in music. And it's through what's called outbound, right? So what I told you guys before was called inbound, where you're attracting people to you. Now with outbound, it's not complicated or anything. It's simply you sending out emails or messages to people who are most likely to want what you're offering, right? And when I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I started sending out my music to record labels. And that's how I landed my first record deal, right? And so this is no different for your coaching business, right? Now, there is a caveat here, okay? If you're selling a B2C coaching offer, right? B2C meaning business to consumer, you can't really be cold emailing people to buy your service, as that's against the law. All right. So I should put that out there. However, you probably can DM people on social media, right? And I know a ton of coaches that cold DM people on social media, and you've probably already got a ton of marketing or business coaches in your DMs trying to help you, right? But you're like, I don't know you. How do I know you can help me, right? And so, like I said, this is how I got my first record deal, just from emailing labels my music, right? And so if you are in B2B, right, you're a business to business coach, you can email businesses offering them your service, and that's not against the law. All right. And so really what it comes down to is there's two ways to get clients. All right. The first, like I said, is inbound, where people see your content and ads and then check you out, or outbound, right, where you tell people about your business, right? So now, this is where a lot of business coaches will tell you, yeah, man, it's just a numbers game now, right? The more people that see your offer, the more sales you'll make, right? That's my impression of other business coaches. No hate, love, mad love. I just like doing impressions. And this makes sense, all right? Because most people think this means make more content, spend more on ads, send out more emails, right? But I'd like to offer you a slightly different perspective on this. All right. It's something I call edge. Okay. Edge is when you're able to get clients from doing less work. All right. So instead of putting out more content, more ads, more emails, you just put out better content, better ads, and better emails. Right. And a good example of this is an artist by the name of Adele. All right. You probably already know who Adele is. I don't know why I'm introducing you to her like you don't know who she is. But Adele, if you don't know, is a great singer. Okay. But she's not dropping songs every month, right? She's not like one of these rappers that drops a mixtape every week, right? She's not even dropping albums every year, right? She takes about 4 to 5 years to release a new album. Think about that for a sec. 4 to 5 years to release some content. This is vastly different advice than you would get from the Gary V's of the world, who are going to be telling you, hey man, you need to be posting 15 times a day, right? And that's fine when you get to that level and you have a content team around you, right? And also, there is an argument to be made that doing something more makes you better at the thing, right? But there's a lot of nuance here, right? Something I did to get good at basketball, which is my favorite sport, by the way, is this thing I call 100 makes a day, right? Where I go to a court and I would shoot until I hit 100 shots, all right? And so I would end up shooting more than 100 shots, maybe 200 shots, but I wouldn't leave until I had 100 shots go in. Now, if I'm shooting with the wrong form, all I'm doing is reinforcing the bad form, right? This is why you'll see people pump out content and they're not improving, right? It's also why you see the same people at the gym year after year and their physique is not improving, right? Because they're consistent, Yeah, they're going all the time, but they're just doing the wrong thing. And so this is why having someone tell you, oh yeah, you're doing the wrong thing here, is so powerful, right? And so you got to keep this in mind when you're playing the numbers game with your inbound and outbound marketing, right? And so if you want to get more clients, what I suggest you do is you start with inbound, you mix in a little outbound, boom, you're going to get your first few clients.